Have you ever wondered why it seems like you've done everything right? You have worked on getting your presence online, you have the right messaging, and you know exactly who your ideal client is, and nothing's still happening. It's not working. People aren't coming to you, you're not closing deals fast enough, and quite frankly, the competition is zooming right ahead of you. Well, imagine this. What if the big problem is not all the work that you've done? The problem is that you have a broken brand. And no matter all of the techniques you're using, if the brand does not hit, if it doesn't land, then you won't make 100 grand. So you have to figure out, how do you fix a broken brand? How do you even know if your brand is broken? Is it really that the market has shifted? Is it that you're in a strategic inflection point, or is it really your brand? And chances are, if you've tried everything else, you're struggling with getting your brand right. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, is how do you actually get your brand right so that you can fix it. And we're going to talk about 5 cool ways that you can fix your brand so you don't have to face any of these problems that have held you back in the past. If you haven't done a rebrand on your business in the last, let's say, 2 years, it probably is time. If you've done it even in the last 1 year with all of the innovations with AI, it might be time to fix your brand again. And that is what we're going to help you do today. So get ready. We're going to be going quick through these 5 strategies, and we are going to fix it. Bam. Okay. So ready? Go ahead and grab your pen and paper. Remember, we are here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, live, giving you the strategies and the principles to help grow and scale your business so that you can actually have that life of freedom and fun and actually get your family together again instead of sacrificing it that you've always wanted. The reason we got into business is not just to work harder, it's really to have the life that we've wanted without somebody else dictating our hours and times and our rules. And so that's what we're here for with the Iconic Brands, is to help you build an iconic legacy brand. Now, we want to make sure that you understand, how do you do this? For a lot of people, unless you're trained in design and marketing and branding, a lot of people just go with a gut feel, like it feels good. I think that seems right. But is it? Well, 51.1% of marketing decisions are based on a gut feel rather than the analytics. And we always say you have to do both. Put the two together and take your gut feel with the analytics, which can be surveying your market, understanding your avatar, doing the actual testing. So many people go out and they launch something, they don't even ever test it. They don't try it out. They don't get feedback. They just look at the competition. Well, the competition is probably struggling more than you are. And if that's your basis of comparison, it's not going to get you anywhere. So don't make decisions just based on a gut feel. You have to use some of the analytics. That's really going to help you move forward. And as we're talking about in the age of AI, this is where you have to change things a little bit. You have to look through a different lens, okay? And you have to architect a new brand for more growth right now. If you need some help with it, that is our specialty. That's why we're called the Iconic Brands. And we can help you do this, whether it's in 10 minutes or a whole day or a whole year. That's what our specialty is. You just go to callconnie.com and we can help you out, at least give you a starting point and clear up the blocks that you're facing so that you can move straight ahead. So just go give us a call, hop on a 10-minute call, nothing to buy, nothing to sell. At least you will get some clarity and know what to do next. So let's talk about these 5 steps, okay? The first crack in the vase, the first problem that you might be facing is that you have vague positioning. You're like, I kind of help all the people that have a website, or I help women, or even if you think maybe you've narrowed it down to, let's say, I'm in the stucco space. I do stucco for houses. Well, is it houses? Is it commercial? Or you might be in the golfing space. Well, what part of golfing? Men's, women's, right? And so you see how if your positioning is too vague, if people don't instantly know who you are, what you do, and how you help them, they're just going to scroll away. Okay. So, how have you figured out what your positioning is? And that positioning is you. Okay. What do you do? What are you known for? And also, what is your product, your service known for? Okay. And think about it. What is the one thing that everyone knows that you do? Right? Everyone knows if you want to make more money in your business, you come to us. How we do it, right, is customized. So it can be different for different people, but there's a 4-step process that works for every business. If you follow that, we can virtually guarantee you'll hit your result. And so that's how strong we are, right? We know in order to go from 6 figures to 7 figures, there's 4 steps you need to do. That's it. Okay. So, how strong is your positioning? So, how do you fix this? You have to make your audience and the outcome crystal clear. What do you do and what do I get? What is the one problem that you solve? You have to really target that and make it really clear. And then you have to make sure that messaging, that positioning is clear on every platform that you're on. Which platform should you be on? Well, you should be where your audience is, right? As Gretzky says, go where the puck is going, not where it is. Where is the audience going? Where's the movement? Just because you don't like a platform, whether it's social media platform or direct mail or email or webinars or you need to be live on YouTube, whatever that platform is, if you aren't on it and your audience is, you won't connect. So you have to take away your personality out of this and your personal feelings and get on there. We have someone that we were just working with last week, and what she said is, well, I don't like Facebook. I just like Instagram. Well, that's great, but she's probably missing out on 3/5 of her audience, right? Only a quarter or a third of her audience is maybe on Instagram, but everybody else is on a different platform, right? And so many people completely ignore email. It's a platform that you can use, right? It's the one platform that you own. So you really want to master that and drive more names to that email list. So, how are you doing it? How can you do that? You have to really identify that market, right? Do you know, like, if you could just talk to one person, had one person in your hand, what would that person do? What would they say? How are they thinking? You have to know everything about them. You have to get really clear. You have to know what that thumbprint looks like. And that's how you can identify them. And when you feel like this is the one person I'm talking to, then you're going to nail it. Okay. So that's the first crack in the vase. That's one of the ways that you can break your brand by not having really clear positioning. What is the second thing that you need to do? And I want you to think about your business. Are you suffering from some of these problems? The second crack that's going to happen is that you're actually too polished and you're too distant. You might have seen some of these super curated Instagram accounts or Facebook posts, and they're so perfectly crafted. Like everything is always there, two colors, there are two fonts. If you look at it over a long stretch, or you look at them all on a grid, you will see that there's like, oh, there's layout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then they repeat and then they shuffle a little bit, but it's so polished, right? And it doesn't have any intimacy, doesn't have any personality to it. So if your brand is too perfect, it can feel cold and inaccessible. People think, oh, that's really nice and that's really cool, but is there a flavor coming out that makes it distinguished? Like if you just change the logo, would anybody know that it's yours? Okay. So I know everybody wants good branding, and some people say, no, make everything messy. Well, if your whole look is perfectly messy, sometimes that can take you out and make you too distant as well. And in the sense of you've carefully crafted the messy look, but then you also look like you just don't care. Okay. I hope this is making sense to you. So, how are you going to add personality to this? This is the fix for number 2. So, when you're doing your marketing, when you're reaching out, when you're getting your brand and your messaging out there, what can you do? How can you connect? How can you make it more personal? How can you erase the distance between you and your buyer? And maybe you do more voice memos. We do a lot of that. Some of you probably got voice messages today of me inviting you here. Okay. Show some behind the scenes images of what you're doing. Like, even if you're doing a photo shoot, we have a client who's a phenomenal uh, portrait photographer, not portrait, but she does photography for women over 50. Great stuff. And reach out if you want to connect with her. And she also does behind the scenes. So while they're shooting, she also has shots behind the scenes. If you are doing, let's say, a podcast, and then you get the audio or the before you actually start, you get some of that, okay? And tell some quirky truths about you, like, oh, we've done this and this happened, right? So get some of your personality in there so people get to know who you are. Okay. And remember, we do this live. So that can mean at times we might have glitches in sound or whatever. If you need a replay, just type hashtag replay and we will get you a perfectly clean copy of the replay in case you're having any sound glitches. I see a couple people saying that they couldn't hear for a second. So we will take care of that. So how do you let them behind the scenes? Let them into your life a little bit. Okay. It doesn't have to all be business. And maybe you do some corporate events. Maybe you're trying new things, looking human. If this makes sense to you, then let me know. What are you doing to bring out the personality? Don't make it all sterile, okay? So, are you guys doing this? Feel free to put, some images or connections to what you do down below. Let's see who you are, what your brand is. I will be happy to give anybody a brand audit in 10 minutes and give you at least one point that you can walk away with and make your brand go further. So there's a quiz I have for you. I want you to grab this, okay? And it's 5 parts. And right, you can see we're going through the 5 steps. You can take this on your own and you can rate yourself and how well your brand is doing. So if you want the brand quiz, you can just type down below quiz, okay? Or you can go to the link conniescavella.com/free gift and just give us your information. Say, I want the branding guide. I want to take that quiz, whatever words you want to do, we will know, or tell us the date that you're watching, and we will get that free gift to you. Because if you don't know what you don't know, you can't change it, right? So I want you to fix this, and you can fix your brand very, very quickly. So we're halfway through. Let's take a look at number 3. What is the third way that you could have some problems with your brand? How are we going to fix this? This is a great sin. This is one of the biggest sins out there. And that is that you're so focused on selling your service, your widget, the thing, you're so in love with your product or your course or your store that that's all you talk about. Instead of talking about this, the outcome, right? You're just like, oh, we do this, and then I have this, and all these features about yourself. But what about the solution that you are solving, right? And we're trying to solve this. Like, we'll give you this outcome. Don't just sell your widget. You're selling the outcome, okay? So people won't buy your offer. They're buying the outcome. That's what you have to understand. This is hard for people, especially if you're new. And you want to know the real secret on why most people aren't good at sales is because they're selling. That's it. They're selling. And what are they selling? They're selling features and services and their stuff. They're not listening, right? The best people are the listeners. So if you're listening to what people are saying is the problem, then you can help them solve it and get to the outcome that they want. They don't care. Like, I don't care how I get to New York by Tuesday. Just get me there. If it's a helicopter, if it's a train, if it's a plane, just get me there by Tuesday. People don't care about the vehicle, the mechanism, as much as they do the outcome. So think about that. Are you actually selling too many of your services rather than the outcome that people really want? Okay. So how do we fix number 3? So to fix number 3, you want to lead with what the audience feels and what they want. not just what you offer. What are they feeling? Like they might be feeling frustrated. Most entrepreneurs, most business owners, even employees are feeling just really, really overwhelmed. There's so much information coming at people, right? It's just another new product and another new product and another AI and another AI and another expert and another course and another challenge and another sale. It's too much. But what do they actually want? Okay. And then how do you figure out what they want, right? You have to understand the psychology of a buyer in order to know if that's a surface issue, right? Yeah, I just want, I just want a new car. Do they want a new car? No, they want status and prestige, right? They want their neighbors to look at them like, wow, you finally made it. You're doing well, right? So it's not always the surface thing. There are 7 layers deep. And if you know how to ask that, you don't ever have to talk about your widget, right? You can actually just talk about what they want, serve their wants and needs, and you will be great. We had a workshop this morning talking to a fascinating man, and he's in the digital space and he does AI and he has digital marketing things that he offers. And I was explaining, I had a client in the same field, actually using the same products and services as the foundation of their business, and she could not sell it. It just wasn't going well. And she couldn't sell anything above $500. And our belief is that we believe in high ticket sales. And we want our clients to have people with you so that your annual amount that you're making from a client is at least $5,000, right? So do you have a $5,000 sale that you can make? And she couldn't do it. And his price was very, very low ticket, under $100. It's really hard to make millions when your price is really small, right? And so what I explained to him, even though you have this techie thing, you can actually sell the entire thing without even showing the technology. He just looked at me like I was insane. And it seems insane, right? But you actually don't ever have to show your widget if you know what somebody wants, right? Remember, what did I say? I don't care how you get me to New York, just get me there on the time that I need it. And whatever vehicle, okay? If it's a jetpack and I'm going to go by jetpack, I will take it to get to where I want when I want it. That's what you need to do. That's what most people aren't doing. Your brand isn't putting out that message that you can deliver them what they want when they want it, how they want it. So think about for your brand, am I doing this? Can I use this? Can I start fixing my brand this way? You have to know, what is their dreams? What are their hopes? What is their vision, right? Can you get them there? Can you paint a really clear picture with your brand? This is what our brand will do for you. All right. So now we've got through 3 of them. How about the last 2? Let's see how you're going to do on the last 2. So number 4 reason of why people are not getting through with their brand is there's no credibility. Without the credibility, there's no visibility. No one's going to look at you. Okay. So it isn't just about posting. People are like, oh, I couldn't call people today because I had to get my posts up. Posting isn't enough. People do need proof. So it ties in really well with what we were talking about. Oh, that perfect brand. People spend more hours per week figuring out how to put out their posts and their ads and things rather than, is anybody believing it? How do you know anyone's even going to believe it? Okay. Do you have any proof? Now, some people are getting started and they're like, oh, I don't have any proof. I don't have any testimonials. So I have to give it all away for free in the beginning just for testimonials. There's 2 camps on that. I'm on the camp of no, you don't have to give it away for free. And if you want to know how to do that, let me know. But you do need some proof. Okay. You didn't get into your business just one day. You woke up and thought, I am going to do this, right? I'm not going to, like I ran a racing company for years, okay? But I still can't drive a stick shift. So why would I get into something like that I can't do, okay? So I would have to have knowledge of that. I have to have knowledge of something around, I grew up around, fast cars and had all fast European cars. So getting into the racing industry was kind of natural for me, right? And I had experience and knowledge of that. What's your experience? What's your knowledge? How can you show results for what you do? People do want to do the research on you. They will do the research on you before they connect with you, right? In the workshop today, I actually didn't know one gentleman that came and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I did all my research on you. I went to your website. I did this. I did this." Right? People will do the research. They want to know that you can deliver the goods. He goes, "I didn't know anything about you. And so I did the research and I thought, okay, I want to go and I want to learn. There's enough there to make me show up and give my time." So, how are you showing results to your audience, right? Could be screenshots. Make sure all of your testimonials and your validation is number one true. Don't use AI to fake anything. Don't use other people's testimonials. Don't use fake screenshots of checks. And you have to be careful around those things because there's some rules around that, right? You can use before and afters, whether they're physical pictures or before and after shots of people. Like this is where I was. Could be a before and after video. Could be copies of some testimonials or posts or comments that people are out. You see these a lot. What are some quick wins that people have had? And some of the stats that the clients have had. If you're, again, I go back to, let's say you're in the housing market, then a before and after of a housing market, right? What is your field? How can you show literal examples of before and after? Before I worked with you, I was this, and then after, I'm this. How can you show that gap so people go, wow? And it can't just be one. It has to be something that could relate to the audience on different levels. People, if you know your audience, they have different needs, different levels of needs, right? And some people just want to make enough money to get by, right? If you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and at the bottom level, it's just security, right? And safety. Gosh, I need enough money to pay my bills. And then they go up to another level, and that's a little bit more social. And then they go up more and more, and they get to self-actualization. So that before and after has to be able to fit you, right? Like if we go back to the car example, if it's a car, well, what do you need? I just need transportation. Well, okay, that's fine at the base level. But then when you get up there, some people might need it for security and positioning, and some people want it because they want it for their kids and they want it safe, right? And some people just want to go fast. They don't care what other people think. I just want the fastest thing out there. I want a one-off kind of car, right? So how do you get your befores and afters? How do you show proof that your brand can deliver this for all of those different levels? Okay. So it's not just the levels of where they are as far as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Then you also have to do it on the other side. There's 5 levels on the Eugene Schwartz's 5 levels of awareness. And if you need help with that, let us know or look that up. And speaking at all those different levels with your proof matters, right? So it's much more than just a logo with a brand, right? There's a lot of depth to this, and a lot of people don't have a lasting brand because they just go right for the product or the service that they have. Oh, I'm going to do this. This looks fun. This is me. Well, we don't really care about you. We care about ourselves. And so is your brand showing that you actually care about your audience rather than it's just because you love to do it? Okay. So take the branding quiz, find out right now, and you can do this in under 4 minutes. You can find out if this brand that you're putting out there is broken or not. And if you take the quiz at the bottom, it'll give you your score. You don't even have to, hop on a call if you don't want to, but you'll get your score. And if your score is not what you want it to be, right, then you might want to hop on a quick 10-minute branding call and we'll straighten it out. Okay. So let's go to the last one, which is number 5. And that is mixed messages. And if one day you do this and then the next day you do this and the next day you do this, or you say you're all about one thing, but then you go online and you talk about something else. it gets very confusing. And then you don't build trust. People want to know that every time they come to you, you're going to talk about that. Okay. So we're always talking about your brand, your company. How do we grow that company? How do we solve the problems and clear the path so you can grow your business, make more money so you can have the choice of doing what you want with it? See, the reason we want everyone to have $1 million business at least is so that you have choice. That's what the money is about, right? You can say yes or no to whatever you want. You have the freedom of your time, of your opinion. You can create what you want or not, okay? But if you don't have that choice, what do you have? You have a job. You've enslaved yourself into a job in your business. So your business has to be really clear on your message, not a couple things. I was looking at one person who wanted to hop on a call with me, and she was more in the business space. And then I'm on her social, looking at her social media and see what's her messaging, what's her brand. And she was off talking about something completely different, a little woo woo. Okay. And nothing wrong with the woo woo, but why are you doing it there? Okay. Why are you doing it on your business site, talking about something that's totally opposite? And sure, lots of people responded to that, but those people that respond to that message are not going to be the ones that respond to your main message, right? So what's the point, right? If you're going to do business, talk about business, keep it that way, but mix in your personality, but don't go off message. Okay. Really important. So if your voice and values change across the different platforms, people are going to get confused. And some people are really strong, let's say on LinkedIn, and they're all about business. And then people go, oh, that person's interesting. And then they get on their Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or something, and they're doing a completely different message. And they're like, huh? I thought this person had it all together, and then they're just a mess somewhere else. Okay. So careful about that. You'll start to notice this. Now that I'm bringing all these up, your reticular activating system is going to fire off, and you're going to see how many people are off brand. So you have to audit your brand tone and the promise. Okay. Go look at it. Do an audit on your site, on your social, on your newsletters, on your emails. Are you all over the place? Are you confusing them? See, remember, people need 9 to 16 touches. It used to be 4 to 7, then it was about 7 to 10. Today, because there's so much information overload out there, people need 9 to 16 touches to actually start trusting you. Okay. So, for example, the gentleman that came in to the workshop today, having never spoken to me, and he didn't just take the RSVP site to come to the workshop and go, oh, okay, I'll just show up. No, he actually goes, oh, I looked here and I looked here and I looked here and I looked here before he was willing to show up. Okay. So people are going to do that. So don't confuse them with cross messages. Every touch point should sound like you. Okay. So just because we wear different clothes every day or we change our background all the time does not mean you change your message all the time. Or one day you're all sweet and sunshine, and then the other day you're all serious, right? Know who you are, know who they are, and speak to that person. You're not going to be the perfect person for everybody. You only have to reach that small market that is yours. Okay. And so, again, if you want to know, well, how do I do this? What are all these parts? What are all these aspects of my brand? Let me show this to you so that you can actually see it. If you want to take a screenshot here to really understand, how do I actually have to set this up? Okay. So that you can have all of these parts of your brand working and not confuse your audience. Okay. So if you look at this, it's more than just a logo, okay? It's a strategic process. And if there was one thing that most people miss in business, the reason they can't cross the next threshold is they don't have a strategy. They have tactics. I'm doing this tactic and this tactic and this tactic, or this hack, which is even shorter. I'm following this fad, but there's no strategy. Like, a lot of people today say they're AI experts, but they know nothing about running a business, How could you possibly put your whole business in the hands of someone who says, I'm an AI expert, but they've never run a successful business? It doesn't work, right? They wouldn't know how to give you a strategy. They know how to give you tactics. Okay. And chances are they don't even do the work, they outsource it. So always be careful. Does the person you are doing business with, have they ever run a business bigger than the one you want to have? That's a great tell. So if you need some of this, if you want to grab this, if you want a quick call with us and figure out, how do I know, is my brand broken or not? Okay. What, do I have all of the parts of the wheel that I need to build it? Is this thing ever even going to go viral on me? Well, we can actually give you all that, and we can back it up, not just by talking about theory, but actually backing it up with science and using our technology. And we have the Profit Machine software, which will show you exactly how to grow your business, what areas you need to work on first, second, third, fourth. So it all compounds into one incredible company that's iconic, that's a legacy company that'll last, so that you have the choice of what you want to do with it. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to sunset it at the end, or do you want to sell it or pass it on to your family? Whatever you want to do, you want to have a business that actually supports you, okay, rather than you feeding your business all the time. And I want to just kind of highlight this too, that we're talking about iconic and being different and standing out, being distinguished, disrupting the market, but don't go crazy. Don't go way overboard, okay? Just because it's different doesn't mean it's always going to be better. And so I think sometimes people are like, well, that's just me. Well, just you isn't going to make a great business sometimes, okay? Harsh truth. So don't be different for different sake. Be different because it's what works. Okay. So if you do want to fix your broken brand, cool. We can help you. We can give you a wow brand that people are like, wow, I get it right away. I see it. That's exactly it. And that's what people want. So go to callconnie.com. We will help you build out your brand, fix that broken thing so that you don't have to struggle anymore. And if this has helped you, please give me some thumbs up. Let me know. Go ahead and subscribe down below. I appreciate it. And then ask for the freebie. Okay. Get the brand quiz and just type quiz down below. We'll send it to you, or you can go to the link and we will get that to you. But we want you to actually start doing the thing. Okay. Start changing it. If you haven't changed it, if you haven't touched your brand in a while, you're just trying to do different, marketing tactics, you're not going to hit it. Okay. You've got to focus on the brand. This is the year of the brand. We're the iconic brands. We want you to have one as well. And we will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. live. If you want the replay to get perfect sound and everything, just type hashtag replay down below and we will get that to you. See you next week and be iconic.